Hello friends, and welcome back to my hobby home. Happy 4th of July for my States friends, and for those friends that aren't here in the United States, I hope you have a happy 4th of July or July the 4th. It don't have to have a celebration going on, but y'all just join in to what we're doing. So today what I am doing is my Bella Rose Old Glory pouch. I really wanted to work on the quilt, but friends, life has been happening this week. I'm gonna tell you, it's happening. So I am still on the vertigo struggle bus, friends. So as long as I'm not looking down, like down, or up, I'm good. As long as I'm sitting, I'm even better. But we're going to work on this today. And friends, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I have a little surprise. So let's get into it. We're going to make the pouch. I've already got all of my fabrics cut here that came in the box. They provided the outer and the lining of the pouch, but I have provided my own red, white, and blue. They did also provide a zipper and a zipper pull. Those are still laying here. And friends, I want to ask for your forgiveness here. If you were kind of skewered and the light's a little crazy, my room is also a lot crazy. What I am doing is trying to get everything gone through. I will have a de-stash tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're possibly interested in a small kit, I have kitted up some things. So if you're interested in a small kit, if you're interested in a small amount of fabric, I do try to do the best prices possible on these items. Feel free to come check it out tomorrow evening and adopt a project. So let's get into this. So as I said, I've already got everything cut out. I need to see what we're doing. It's telling us about sewing the short stripe sections. So that's going to be our red and white. So these are my short stripes. I had some old fabric, some friends. I have a scrap bin over here of patriotic fabric. I have a scrap bin of Christmas fabric. So I just pulled stuff out of my patriotic fabric, and here I am sewing my short stripes. Let's make sure we do these at 1/4 of an inch. It says everything's done at 1/4 of an inch. Now it does tell us check pattern corrections at sewluxfabric.com. I never do that. I probably should. But we are just going to try to get us a pouch done today. I am recording this in the evening time. I feel like I may need to change out my needle. It feels a little clickety. But friends, I hope y'all are having a fabulous day. Of course, I'm pre-recording this. I'm actually pre-recording this on Friday evening. We just got back home from having celebrations at my oldest daughter's house. Her and her boyfriend had a little cooking today at their house, and we had some delicious food. I got to spend time with my grandbabies and with my kids, and we had a blast. We all got pretty wet because the grandbabies had water balloons, water guns, and a water slide. So we all got a little bit wet. One moment, friends. I'm going to press these and be right back. Okay, I have them all pressed out. So now I am putting the red fabric on the white. The pressing instructions show pressing toward, pressing open. I don't press open. I never have. I probably never will. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces pressed. What I am doing is just sewing my rows of red and white together where the red and whites are alternating. Just wanted to do something a little patriotic here for y'all today. I feel like I'm lacking or slacking, more like slacking, not lacking. I'm slacking because, friends, I haven't even put my flag or my wreath out for 4th of July. But that's okay, because a lot of times I will put that wreath out for 4th of July and it will stay up well into fall. But I will get it put up this evening before I turn in. We're supposed to be having rain, is why I haven't put my flag out. Every time I've gone to put my flag out, we've had rainstorms come through, turn things over, and that's the last thing I want it to do, is to tear up my flag. We fly our flag very proudly because my son was a service member. He is no longer in service, but he did his part. And we're very proud of him for doing that. He made that choice. That was his first adult decision when he turned 18. The day after he turned 18, he enlisted in the Army. Okay, friends, I'm going to press this so we have a flat piece here. Okay, friends, I misread the pattern. I only needed the 3 reds and the 2 whites. That's all I needed. So now we need to do our long section, which has 3 reds and 3 whites. That's where I got confused. So we're going to take our reds and put our whites on it, our white stripe. These are our stripes, friends, of our flag. So I did not need but 2. And I let's say I cut it based off of the pattern, and I should have paid attention to which one I was looking at. You've got the short ones and the long stripes. And I was looking at the long stripes thinking it was the short stripes. It was not. My bad. My bad. But that is okay. So that one, it said, yeah, and it did measure correctly. After we get this done, we will add our blue rectangle up in the top left corner of it for our flag. This pouch is resembling the American flag, and we're very proud of our flag. So on the 4th of July, I will be seeing them again at my youngest daughter's house. They came in to stay the weekend with my oldest daughter. Now, my oldest daughter has to work today, 4th of July. I thought the pharmacies were closed today, but maybe not. So we'll be having 4th of July at my youngest daughter's house on the 4th today. But we are doing a beautiful project today. I know most of you friends are enjoying time with family. I hope you are. Probably not watching this until Sunday or Saturday night if you're not doing the fireworks. My children will be doing fireworks. My oldest daughter, they're doing some at her house tonight. Okay, friends, here's our next set of stripes. So now we will take our small set of stripes and put our stars on it. Okay, it looks like my stripes came out just a little bit bigger than what they needed to be. So I'm just going to adjust my placement of my stars on my bars. I'm going to just put them just center that, and we'll handle the trimming of it when it gets down to time to trim, which I could have already trimmed it down, but I'm rogue like that. I don't do all the things you should do. Okay, so there we go. We've got that done. Now I am going to go ahead and press this so it will all be flat. Okay, friends, my trimming was a lot sooner than I anticipated. Y'all see it's matching up here. We're stars and stripes or stars and bars, whichever you're going to call it. So now what we do is we take our next set of rows and we make sure to alternate it. Make sure it's the right length. Okay, so now we're about to sew on the second set of stripes on that first set. Now I'm double checking to make sure I'm lined up there because I did not pin all the way here, so just kind of holding that together. Okay, so now we have that pressed, so we need to complete this by putting on our short side strips. And friends, this fabric, I cut the selvage off of it because I absolutely love the feel of this fabric, and I am going to see if I can find it and make a skirt out. It's like a linen fabric. It is so soft, and just the texture of it is so nice. Okay, so we have that first side strip on there. I probably had I figured I did. Thought I had a seam roll under there, but that's okay. It is not going to matter. It's going to be covered by a lining, so it's not going to matter. I like pinning both ends of my strips, so I know it's not getting stretched, and it's going to be exactly, it's going to start where it should, it's going to end where it should. I did go ahead and change my needle out, and it's acting a lot better. I didn't oil my machine because my machine was freshly oiled the last time I used it, and I didn't sew very long on it. So I'm going to press these so I can add the top and bottom strips on them. I have to make sure I use the correct one. If you got this box, this pattern uses a very small amount of additional fabric. Like I said, I pulled my fabrics out of my scrap or my remnants of patriotic fabric. A lot of this is from my Land of the Free that Tammy and I did from Celebrate with Quilts. That is a beautiful quilt. Very fun to make, and that's what it's all about to me, is how fun is it. If I dread sewing something, I'm less apt to get it done. Less apt to sew on it. Less apt to get it finished. Now that quilt is finished. It is actually laying over my trunk in my bedroom. I have my son's ROTC shoes laid next to the trunk, and I have that flag on it. And I have his dog tags with it as well. I drive with my son's dog tags in my truck also. He had gotten several sets of dog tags, and he gave me a set when he was deployed. And I have it hanging on my rearview mirror with a little other dog tag added to it that's got praying hands on it with a prayer for my soldier. And it got him home safe, friends. He's home safe, not without injury, but his injury was a training injury, which is crazy. Our boys and girls that defend the flag, y'all, they have a tough job. Alrighty, friends, this is what our front looks like. Boy, that's going to be a mighty big front to a bag. So now what we are doing, it says adhere the interfacing to the wrong sides of both the pieced front and back pouch pieces. I actually forgot to grab my interfacing. 1 second. Okay, friends, luckily my interfacing is right here. So I have I don't know what kind of interfacing I have. It's not it may be the same that they said. It may not be. But I'm going to adhere this, press it on, and be right back. Okay, friends, I am iron on. I do just a very light iron here. It'll stay because I will press that again. So I have that iron. So we're going to draw a square in each bottom corner of our exterior and lining panels. Okay, friends, I now have my back panel notched out, my front panel notched out, and my linings notched out. So, and it said I measured it wrong. Oh well, it'll be okay. We'll be okay. Okay, friends, now the next thing that we are doing is our zipper. Now, I have created my zipper tabs here, and the instructions tell me to cut off the excess past, what does it say, the zipper pin, after the zipper stop, and then place that inside. Now this I did in advance, so thank goodness I did that. So what we're going to do is put this in here, and it says to sew top stitch in place, and then we're going to have to measure it again. So let me top stitch this in place. Now I am going to have to be very careful where I stitch, because this zipper has a metal thing on it there, and I don't want to hit it. So we're just stitching that on that zipper there. Now I have to measure a certain distance from this end to this end, and then I have to cut that off as well. So let me lay this down, pull my zipper in, because we don't want to cut it with the zipper off. I'm going to have to pull it in a good bit more. So I'm going to mark my zipper tape so I can cut it. And friends, what we're going to do after we do this is we're going to enclose this next end. I've never done a zipper this way before, which is quite intriguing for me, because I've never done one like this before. But what we are going to do is sew that zipper end inside this enclosure as well. What I'm going to do is sew my zipper together first, and then put that end on it, because I need to get these two pieces to stay together first, and it's not wanting to go in there. So we are going to squeeze that together. I have to find a trick with zippers, because they don't ever want to work for me right. This calls for a clip, because I can't get my zipper to stay together, and I'm going to sew it again with this clip holding it together. Maybe that will work. I don't know, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on and put my end piece on there. I'm going to clip that together on there, and we're going to hope we can get this to go right. So we have the zipper under the needle there. I'm hoping that did right. But even if it didn't do right, it's done. So I'm not too worried about it at this point. If however it is how it is, friends, and it may look a hot mess, but you know what? It's gonna be in my purse. Ain't nobody gonna see it. So okay, so we have our zipper here with both of our ends. You see the end tabs there? We've got those done. So let's see what we do now. We're going to place the zipper right sides along the top edge of one exterior panel. Okay, so now we're going to put these right sides together. I will pin these together. So that is going to be a given. I'm trying to center it with the flag the best I can, because this is where you could really have some stretching going on when you're putting your zipper on. I've got to make sure that one needs to go just a little bit more. So now we put a lining rectangle on top of this. So I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I will show you once I'm done what it looks like. I'm going to take that pin that's in that zipper and put it right in that lining. Line this up here. Take that pin that's in that zipper, put it in that lining. Okay, so this is what it looks like once it's all said and done. The lining has the zipper right underneath it. So now what we're going to see is we're attaching all three of them, and it says use a zipper foot, which I do have a zipper foot. Let me grab it. And friends, I'm going to tell you, finding all of the things is kind of hard in the midst of moving everything here. I can't find anything I need a lot of the time right now. So I'm going to go on and put this zipper foot on here. Now, when I do that, I have to change things on my machine. First off, I have to change the foot to a 4D. So it makes that move. I'm going to move it to the other side. So I've got my needle moved to the other side of the stitch foot there. So what we are going to do, I'm making sure I'm doing the right ones. We're doing the zipper first. I'm making sure here that I'm at the right. I think I am, but we'll try it out and see first. Well, that's looking a little bit weird, I must say. I gotta make sure that zipper is staying even with that edge there. Sometimes it's a little hard to do, especially with the lining on top of it. It's hard to see. I'm going to read my instructions because I want to make sure that I'm doing all of them right. Repeat this process, sewing the remaining edge of the zipper tape to the second exterior. So what I have to do is now open this up and flip it like this. So this is what we're looking like. So now what I have to do is take the second exterior panel with this face down. And we're going to line this up now with the other panel we have here. But we're going to line that up good. Get us a pin in it right there on the end. And then we're going to line this other side up real good. making sure that panel comes to the top of that zipper. We take our layer, our lining, and lay it on top. And we're going to also pin this down. Y'all notice I pin everything. I like to know that my stuff is going to be, well, my stuff tends to wander if I don't. Let me just say that. My stuff tends to wander. I'm going to sew this in the center as well. I mean, pin it in the center as well, just to keep that zipper up there at the top of the fabric so it don't wander before I get to sewing it. Now this end's a little difficult to pin because it's got the zipper head on it. Okay, so we're going to come back in here. Getting the zipper put on in there. Now what I do is I can feel my zipper and I push it right next to the edge of that zipper foot, because I definitely do not want that zipper traveling while I'm trying to sew it. So let's see how this turned out, because I will have to, well, I'm probably going to have to unzip it just a little bit. It says with right sides together and zipper half open. So let's open the zipper just a little bit. It says half open, so we're half open there. Lay the pouch flat and align so the exterior pieces are right sides together and the lining pieces are right sides together. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm getting my clips. I am going to clip these together. I'm not going to sew right here yet, but I am clipping all of this right here together. I've noticed some of the places my interfacing is not pressed good. I will go back and press on that. But now I'm going to press here. I'm going to clip here on the ends. I'm doing my edges and my ends. I'm leaving, it says a 3 or 4 inch on the end here, so I'm just going to clip on the ends and just sew a little bit of that there, because I do know I need to turn this inside out. Now, one of the things I did not do, I did not match up this seam right here in the middle, which I need to. I need to match that up. And I need to open it. And I'm going to pin it, because I'm just going to sew straight across it. And I need to pin that open seam so it doesn't close back up on me. Okay, so that did pretty good right there. So let's see what this side is going to do. Okay, friends, so now we have that sewn all the way together. I'm hoping I did right. I'm hoping I did right. I don't know. I don't know. So now it is, we have a 3-inch hole. It says box the corners of the exterior and lining by pitching. So we are going to do that. We are lining that all up, and I just make my seams go opposite directions. Instead of opening them up, I just make them go opposite directions. And it works good for me. So let's see if we can get that flat under there. I'm going to line that the best I can. And go straight across the best I can. Okay. That's the first corner. Not sure how that's going to look. Put a pin in this and then maybe it'll work a little better. Okay, now we've got to do our linings. Guys, this is over an hour and a half long already. So you're going to get a highly edited video, so you're not getting that long of a video. I'm probably going to touch on the highlights of what it took to get it here. But yeah, I know y'all ain't gonna want to see all the stuff. Okay, now let's get the last corner here. And then we will end up flipping our bag inside out. We'll get it flipped the right direction. How about that? Let's not say inside out, because the inside's not going to be out. The inside's already on the out. And we're going to get the inside back on the inside, where the outside is where it needs to be. All right. Here we are. We've got all of our corners done now. So let's see if we can turn this bag the right way. Let's hope. Because I have been known to sew a bag up wrong. Okay, now it did tell us that we would not sew on the tabs. All right, we've got those in there. Let me open that up. Now, I do need to close that up on the inside. So let me get that stitched up real quick. What we are going to do is pull that on that seam. Tuck that in just a little bit. I'm probably going to press it, friends. I'm probably going to have to press it to make it do what it should do there. So now what I'm going to do, now I'm not reading the instructions right now because I know this is what I've got to do. I'm going to just take a small stitch right here, like 1/8 of an inch. And friends, I hit another pin with my needle, so I'm going to have to change this needle out too. That's how quick I go through needles. But that's what happens when you hit a pin. So let's get the lining back in the bag here. Press it in there real good. Get our corners done there. Let's zip that up. And friends, look, we have us a little pouch. How about that? That's really cute. Not really hard to do. If you have a zipper foot, you are set. Now, you do have a little opening here. It did say you would come next to this, but you would not sew those. But friends, this is our Old Glory pouch. I hope you have enjoyed. Please give me a thumbs up before you head out. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.